Alright guys, so finally finished up the project here. Had a couple little tweaks that I had to make. It might have been specific to my vehicle. So everything worked out though in the end. So same mud flats. I added the part number in the description there. Again, this is a 2013 Escalade ESV. I had to modify the WeatherTech mud flaps that I bought that on Amazon said worked, said would fit my car, but I called WeatherTech and they said they did not. So they definitely did not. I had to modify them. Let me just show you everything and we can check everything out real quick and you can decide if it's something you want to do. So the rear plates here. So in order to get that screw there and that hole to line up with the original screw, I did have to modify right there. I had to chop that up. So you probably do a better job than I can of getting a clean cut there, but pretty much all the way back in there. And then with those mud flaps, it did came with a nut. I added a washer to it as well on that middle one. I used the original screw there and the plastic fender nut there. I used that again on that lower hole. I had to drill into that wall there and use the hole that was supplied in the WeatherTech mud flap. But you can see I just had to kind of cut that guy out a little bit and it worked. So that was that one there. Same thing with the rear. I found the best thing to do if you want to get the best cut was just install that first screw and just line this fender up the way you wanted it, and then just cut draw a little line with a marker. I did a knife, and then take it off and take it to a table and go get it cut. Now as for the fronts, someone did say that you had to, when you have the fold down step, you had to move it backwards, which was the case. So let me show you real quick here what I did. There are those two guys right there, and there's another set right up there. So I loosened them. You do not want to take them out all the way though. Loosen them about halfway so they're loose. And then what I had to do was, that's the front fender there. If you look right back, let's see. So you see that right there? That's the rail that it slides in. I moved that little plastic piece. I stuck a rod in between there and connected it to that metal, and I hammered on it with a big mallet in order to drive that step backwards. It was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. So even with the screws loose, used a rod, stuck it right in between. You can kind of see where I scraped it up a little bit. Stuck it on this on the metal piece right there, and just had to hammer it back. And I had my wife with me. I think it moved about an inch. So it moved about an inch back there, and that way, where it was scratching there, now, as I open it up, it's all clear. So it'll move it back about an inch. Now you probably will get a little bit more mud on that rear step there than you were before, but not a big deal. And then on mine, which may have been specific to mine, I don't really know much about the history of my car. It may have been in some kind of accident, but this side, unlike the other side, I was rubbing when I turned. You can see where I scraped some away. So I just used an oscillating saw, kind of scraped that back right on that little corner and that one there. The other side I had no problem, but this one I did. But same thing, just had to punch that back a little bit, loosen those 4 Allens and tighten it back up. And then you should be good to go. I kind of chose these because I like to look them a little bit better. They weren't as flashy. They were the matte instead of the gloss, which I saw some had kind of a shiny sheen. They were cheaper too, but I just didn't really like it the way it looked. So it folds pretty good to that contour, and then you just got to cut out the rest there, and then you're good to go. All right, guys, good luck. Worked for me. It took me a while. It took me probably a good 2 hours to figure out all the issues and get them figured out. But hopefully with this video, it might take you a little bit less than that. Good luck.